All right, you guys, so I'm starting off with my spandex dome cap. I usually use the mesh dome caps, but they didn't have any more, so I'm stuck with this one. I also have my canvas block, which is way better to use when you are constructing a lace frontal. So if you have the styrofoam, go ahead and throw that out and try to get you a canvas block head. Once I get my wig cap onto my canvas block, I'm going to use my T-pins to secure my lace frontal down to make sure that it is where I want it to be. As you see, I'm not pinning it down where the lace starts. I'm pinning it down where that stitching starts. Okay, this is the key to getting your frontal to look good, girls. Okay, like seriously, I learned this trick from Tierra Monet, and ever since I did it, my frontals have been way better, and I'm getting better and better at this every time. So it's gonna look weird when you first, put it together. It's not gonna look as flat as it should look, but once you put it on your head, it will. So once I get the two sides pinned down, I pull the hair back and I pin down the back of the hair and I start my stitching. So I'm taking out that first T-pin and I am sticking my needle through the lace stitching and through the spandex cap. Now, be careful, you guys. I am not pushing it through the actual band, the actual elastic strap inside of the wig. I am literally going through the spandex, the actual cap. Pull it through. I just repeat the same process all across the entire back of the frontal. And I don't know what this method is called, you guys, but once I stick it through the frontal and the cap, I use the thread and, wrap that around the needle to tie a knot. And this basically ties a knot in every single piece that I stitch. So your wig will not be falling apart anytime soon. My wigs usually last a long time. I wanted to be able to get this from different angles for you guys because I really want you guys to see what I'm doing. And this is kind of like one of those homemade type of videos. I don't have the professional setup and I'm very lazy when it comes to, making my wigs. So as you see here, more clear, I'm going straight through the stitching, through the cap, and tying it in a knot, and pretty much just going on and on and on until I get to the other side of the frontal. As you progress, you may see that you need to adjust things a bit. As you see here, once I took that middle pin out, the other side was a lot longer than what I expected. So I had to drag it out a little bit further. And after that, I just continued stitching along the back side of the frontal until once again, I got to the other end of it. So this is what everything should look like when you are finished sewing down your frontal. We are now going to move on to sewing down our tracks, you guys. Sorry for the lighting or quality change, but as I said, I am lazy and I'm now sitting in my bed to do this. So of course, since I am installing 5 bundles with the frontal, you guys, I have to double my wefts. So what I do is with the first set of tracks, I will stick my needle through the actual track itself, and then I will get as close as possible to the frontal, stick it through the cap, stick it through the stitching, make sure it's tight and secure, and then I will start the same method that you guys seen when sewing down my actual frontal. I will do basically the loop and pull method, wrap the thread around my needle so that it can tie a knot when I actually pull on it, and I just keep on going until I get to the top. And I know some people may ask why I'm not sticking the needle through all of the tracks across the entire wig, and that's just simply because it, one, takes way too much time, you guys. As you've seen, I had struggles sticking the needle through just the first section of the tracks or whatever, and I don't have time to do that throughout the whole wig, one. And then the second thing is it creates more shedding. You loosen up the actual track and the hair that's stitched into the track when you do things like that. So this is one of the ways that you can prevent shedding. Another way is, of course, by sealing your wefts, which I did recently record a video doing that, so go check that out. I will put a iCard right here up in the right corner for you guys, so make sure you check out that video. But this is pretty much all I do, you guys. It's really simple. Practice makes perfect. This is probably, I want to say, the 4th or 5th lace frontal that I did, and I've definitely have progressed from my very first frontal that I've done. I don't even think on my first frontal I plucked it. So definitely keep practicing, you guys. Even if you have to keep practicing with the same frontal and the same tracks, do what works for you. In this video, I don't want it to get super long and super boring. So after this bundle is sold in, you guys, I will pretty much skip over the rest because I am literally doing the same thing. I'm just sewing from one side to the other all the way until I get up to the top. Once I do get to the top, I'll pretty much show you guys how you close up everything and finish your wig. Now, once I get to the other end, I will pretty much be, I'm not going to stick the needle through the tracks. I am going under the track, into the cap, and pulling the needle up through the stitching of the frontal and tying the knot. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flip the hair over. This way we don't have to cut our bundles and we prevent more shedding. Now when I flip it over, I'm going under the tracks. Again, under the track. I'm still not going through the tracks. I only go through the track at the start of the track. I'm gonna push it through the cap, not through the frontal this time. Wrap the thread around the needle, pull the needle through so it can tie the knot. Now to make sure that it is as flat as possible because we don't want any lumps or bumps around the perimeters of our frontal, I'm going to go under the tracks again, through the cap, through the stitching of the frontal, pull it through, and tie my knot. Now it's flat, and I'm going to continue doing what you guys just seen all throughout the wig. And as you see, you guys, if you haven't noticed, I started at the very tip of this wig cap. I am not even past the elastic band that is sewed into the cap yet. That is how I get all 5 bundles to fit, you guys. Now, unfortunately, I've been having trouble with my camera lately, and it's been getting rid of some clips, you guys. So I didn't get to show you guys the last track being sewn in and, you know, closing the wig up. But I pretty much just did the same thing that you guys seen all the way up to the tip top of the frontal. Once I get to the top though, I stopped doubling my wefts and I just single weft all the way up to the top. And that's pretty much about 3/4 of the way to the frontal. Now, as you see, we have this extra cap here under our frontal, and we don't want to make it look like we have black roots. We want to have this wig look as natural as possible. So we're going to go ahead and cut all of this extra cap off. You can cut straight down the middle, or you can cut through the sides. When you cut through the sides, you get to save the elastic band that's inside, and you don't have to go to the store and waste money. If you like to sew a band onto your cap or whatever, I don't, so I honestly just get rid of it. But to show you guys, I am going to pretty much show you how to clean up that piece of your cap so that you can use it as an elastic strap to have your wig, you know, a little bit more secure. My glue does me justice, you guys. That's just simply why I don't do it. But here you guys see, I'm just cutting off the extra cap from that elastic band, and this is pretty much what you will be left with. And you would just sew this down to the two sides of your frontal, and you'll be able to just sew your wig on and off when you want. So now I'm cutting off the extra lace on my frontal, and after that, you guys, we will pretty much be done with this wig. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a clip to add at the end of this video showing you guys exactly how the wig looks on my head, but I have already recorded previous videos with this wig on, so make sure you check out all of my previous videos, you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and check the comment section down below for all the details of my current contest. Thanks for watching.
So tell me, baby, would you like to try anything before you die? Girl, it's you gon' ride. The limit is the sky.